Something I said? Was it something I said? If you don't want to hear it in a school board meeting, why should children be able to check it out of the school system?
I think our school systems are getting woke.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign.
Our school system is no longer educating the kids. In fact, they're grooming them for a woke culture. They want them to be part of a woke society. And guess what? They're doing it too. The school system is just completely off track. They're focusing on diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is okay if it's done correctly. We should not be grooming kids for sexual perversion. Check out this next video and you'll know what I'm talking about.
While everyone is talking about racism, let me say this on the topic of slavery: blacks didn't benefit from slavery, just like we don't benefit from abortion. Planned Parenthood kills more black lives in 2 weeks than the KKK lynched in a century. Margaret Sanger said that she did not want the word to get out that she wanted to exterminate the Negro population. There is no slavery like lynching a baby in the womb. The same people who talk about the racist education standards, they turn a blind and deaf ear to the fact that blacks are being slaughtered in this country, by and large, by the Democrat Party and white liberals who seek to further the plan of Margaret Sanger. Now on...
Let me stop and say this. The white liberal is basically the worst problem we have. They start most of the things that's going on right now. They are ones responsible for the division right now. And they get these wild, woke, liberal ideas into a lot of black people's head, and they believe it, and they shouldn't. Let's continue.
The topic of these pornographic books that you keep calling these point of contacts on as it relates to whether they should be read or not. 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher, currently in Storm Grove Middle School and Freshman Learning Center. Page 265. As if letting him finger me was going to cure all my problems.
Sir, I'll stop you there.
But in the end,
sir, I will
never
stop
told
you
to
there,
get away.
and then we will continue.
You stopped
to
rubbing
not look
circles
at that.
on my
I'm going to stop
stomach.
you there, please.
Instead, you rubbed
Would you
back
cut
and
the
forth,
microphone, please?
gently along my
Cut the
waist.
microphone.
Your pinky made its way
Cut it.
under the
Stop
top of
it,
my
please.
panties
Sir,
and rolled
stop
back
it.
and forth
You don't
from
stop,
hip
I'll
to
ask
hip.
you to leave. Thank you.
He doesn't need a microphone.
Yes, sir, I asked you to stop, and you're going to have to leave if you don't continue with that. Yes, sir. No, sir, I asked you to stop. I asked you to stop. Sir, if you don't, sir, I'm asking you to stop. If you don't do it, we're going to have you removed. Thank you. Please. I've asked you to stop. Yes, sir, I've asked you to stop. Sir, I'm asking you to stop. Yes. And when I stop, it's removed. And I've asked you to stop, so they were removed. Okay, sir. Mr. Teskew, would you remove him, please? 3 warnings. 3 warnings. I've asked you, please, to remove. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because you won't stop. You won't stop. I've asked you to stop.
Allow the world to see me removed for reading the pornographic book.
Okay, sir. I just said I've stopped you from reading. It's going to be removed, so I'm going to ask you to go.
This is not right.
Well, it's not right that you're not listening.
Am I right? Yes.
Sir, he needs to be removed.
Kicking out a black pastor for reading these books.
Thank you.
Good.
Good job.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
This is unbelievable. The pastor here is John Amanchukwu. He's been fighting this battle against the woke school board systems for quite some time now. It seems as if it's an uphill battle because a lot of parents are not paying attention to what's going on with their kids. It's our duty as parents to keep our eyes on these woke school systems. You have to keep your eyes on them. This next video will give you some idea of the type of books some of these woke schools have. Check this out.
A controversial children's book teaching graphic sex acts, complete with illustrations, making the rounds in school libraries and classrooms across the country, leaving parents and communities outraged. One concerned pastor tried to read the book at a school board meeting, but officials asked him to stop. Here's what he had to say about that.
If you don't want to hear it in a school board meeting, why should children be able to check it out of the school system? You see, we have perverts that are perverting our kids. And you all sit back smug in your chairs and celebrate diversity, equity, and inclusion, but you don't want me to read it so you can hear it.
Reverend John Amanchukwu spoke at that school board meeting, and he joins me now. Reverend, thank you so much for being here. They did not let you talk about the book, but I will. What's in this book?
This book is for children 10 years of age and up. This book is not soft porn, it's hardcore porn. It details explicitly with pornographic images, homosexual sex, lesbian sex, straight sex. It promotes and glorifies masturbation while speaking against religions who may call that behavior a sin. This book is used as a tool to create what I call mental rape in the hearts and the minds of children. We are robbing kids of their innocence in America as we allow diversity, inclusion, and equity to dominate our schools. And so many of our librarians are bringing this kind of material into the public school system because they believe that children need to see themselves on the shelf. I don't believe that this is perfectly normal. I believe that this is perfectly perverted, and it needs to stop.
Great point. You got to the point that I wanted to focus on, and it's the why. I want to extrapolate on that. Why? Why are we forcing a book like this on 10-year-olds?
Well, you know, there's this issue of acceptance today. You know, when it comes to inclusion, we have to make sure that everyone's welcome, everyone's invited. We have to make sure everyone feels good. And so along with that comes bringing in pornographic material to show kids about homosexual sex, lesbian sex, gay sex, transgenderism, and all of these things that come along with the alphabet mafia. And so I'm against these things because parents should talk about these things at home. If a parent wants to talk about masturbation and be explicit with their children and show them pornographic images, I don't advise it. I don't think it's something that they should do, but that should be something that takes place at home. But when we rob kids of their innocence, we're leading them down a slippery slope. This book is welcomed in the public school system. But if a teacher were to begin to talk from this book, the Bible, everyone would be up in arms. Listen, we are in a bad place in America. America is spiraling downward, and it's time to storm the cockpit. As we talk about gender theory and queer theory and we turn these schools woke, our children are underperforming. Our students aren't reading on grade level. They're not doing math on grade level. Our achievement rates are down. It's time to get back to education and not indoctrination.
This isn't.
I agree. Equity and inclusion should not include pornography. These people are grooming these kids because they're vulnerable. Because it's easier to groom someone that's vulnerable, such as a little kid, than to try and groom an adult. And we're not going to take it. If you think this is an issue, please leave it in the comments. If you don't think it's an issue, leave it in the comments. Hey, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. That keeps me going. And that makes it easier for me to get content to you. And as always, thank you for watching my video. And guess what? I'm out of here.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign.